Hello, Vanessa. Hi, my friend. Did you make it through inventory? Girl, you've been working so much. I'm just going to adjust this a little. I don't know if that makes a difference. Hey, Jeanette. How are you? I'll zoom in then. I'm just going to leave it out for a little bit. Hi, Arnez. Welcome. Hello, my friends. I'm back. Take you for a little ride. Oh, good. Good. I'm happy to be back in the classroom or the craft room. So welcome in, everybody. Super excited to have you here. We will get started in just a moment. I hate when the lines are crooked, but I don't want to play around too much. Welcome in, everybody. So I know you're all excited for this one. So you've been seeing while I was away, everyone was admiring my wood magnet. Now I do have to add all the magnets on the back. But these are super duper pretty, not hard to make. We've actually made all the flowers before. But we'll put this all in one tutorial so you have it. And then I also have it. And I have everything ready for you to go. So again, we're going to be making the 4-inch wood love magnets. Now you could put any saying. I did upload the PNG files for the love. This one has a little bit more curly Q to it. And then this one is, I just have it going off the edge. So these were the two fonts the way my client wanted them. So she chose two different ones. So I did 15 and 15. So the first thing you'll do is take your wood circles or rounds, and I paint it with Waverly chalk plaster. So this I pick up at my local Walmart. So I find it's the least expensive place to purchase it. This is my favorite color. It's not super white. You can see it's a nice creamy color compared to the white paper. You can see it's creamy. And that's why I love this color. So again, I use Waverly chalk plaster, and I just use my foam brushes. I did do multiple coats on either side and sanded them on the edges. So I do coat them all over both sides. Okay, so that's the first thing you'll do with your wood rounds. They're 4 inches. I get them on Amazon. And then this is the paint I get at Walmart. I prefer black matte premium or permanent vinyl. So I did the vinyl. Again, these two files for love are in the PhotoFabPaperFlower Makers group in the Files tab. I uploaded them yesterday for you at free, no charge. So either or. The width is just 4 inches, and I just placed it where I felt it was good. Sometimes it went off the side here a little, but that's okay. All right. So again, paint and sand first. Like I took a weekend and did all that, and then cut all the love. Again, in black matte. I like black. I prefer these two colors for almost all my magnets. I won't do any other colors. I keep it super simple. Black permanent matte vinyl. I don't like glossy. That's my personal choice. So then for our flowers, again, this is a combination of a whole bunch of different items. So for the our smaller magnets, we need to make much more smaller flowers, as you saw and you can see in the photos. So we're making a 1-inch peony I like to make, when I have to do bulk peonies, the Cosmos makes a perfect peony. Now for the center, I use template 13 mini flower. And it's only because I had that already set up in a project that I used before. It was super easy, quick. So again, I'll post all this information for you. But for the peony, we're going to start with that. For 5 petals, you need them at 2 inches wide. Okay. And then we're using the Cosmos Sepal in green at 1.5 inches wide. For my center, again, I chose template 13. There's a free center in the PhotoFab Paper Flower Makers group, or Wendy, or even the Daisy, or what else? Sunflower. Any of the centers that are long, you can use that. I would just type in the width of 7.5 inches by 0.75. So it's not really going to make any difference, but you just need a center that you can roll. Okay. Then we're going to make the rose bed. Super simple. We're using the Clover 2022 mini flower template. And we're just going to use the 4 petal. So there's a 4 petal and a 3 petal with the Clover 2022. You're going to use the 4 petal, and you only need 3 of them at 1.66 inches wide. There's a free sepal, or you can use the Cosmos in the Facebook group, PhotoFab Paper Flower Makers. Again, in the Files tab. Be sure to check out that Files tab. 1.33 inches wide, and your height will automatically adjust. Okay. So we'll make those 2 first, and then we'll flip to our next page for our 3rd flower. Again, I'll post all of these. I might have a PDF. I think it'll be easier. I'll post them as images in the photo album, but I do need to download this video and upload it to YouTube. So that way you'll have a link, because they are going to be deleting all of our Facebook videos, live videos, after 30 days. So now I have to do the extra step of saving and uploading. Okay, so I do have everything here for you, and I also did it for myself. So I have my step-by-step of when I made my original magnet. Okay, so it walks you through exactly what I did. As you can tell, I'm an instructional designer, so if you are new here, please sure to say hi and let us know where you're watching from. Again, I am Julie with PhotoFabPaperFlowers, and I was away last week at awesome convention at Coronado Springs at Walt Disney World. It was our training 2025 expo and convention. So that was for 3.5 days. So that was awesome. And then I did take 2 days of time to myself. And now I'm back in Pennsylvania. And we are back to making flowers. And I have a bridal shower order. So I will be focusing on that for my friend, her daughter. So I have to have these done by next week. So I have 30 magnets and 10 vases to do. But the vases aren't large, so. Natalie, thank you. Super excited to have you here. So again, thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm super happy to be back and in my craft room, even though I was working. So if you were catching my stories all last week, you saw I was inking a lot of petals, friends. A lot. It takes a lot of time. So it's up to you whether you want to ink. I'll show you what I used, but I'm not going to go through the inking process. You see me ink all the time. So we're going to start again with the Cosmos mini flower, but we're styling it like a peony, and I use a combination of template 13 mini flower. Well, again, the sizes will be posted. So for my inking, and my paper that I'm using is all from Cardstock Warehouse. They are actually semi-local to me here in Pennsylvania. However, I do have it shipped because it would be like an hour or so drive. But they they ship out super duper fast. And these are some of, I'm not a blue girl, but this is the colors for the wedding. So this is a super pretty combination. So they're both from Cardstock Warehouse. When you go to their website, you can just pick the brand Color Plan, and it's New Blue. Now, I cut mine all in the 12 by 12, and I did use one pack of paper for the light blue. But I did get it in 8.5 by 11, so I would have more. The light color that I'm using is Color Plan again, Azure Blue. Okay. Generally, I use Recollections, as most of you know. However, I do use Cardstock Warehouse for certain green colors I like. And if I can't find the perfect shades, I do use Cardstock Warehouse. So for our peony, we like to use our plastic half sphere mold. So I do have these in my Etsy shop. And if anybody ordered tools last week, they will be shipping tomorrow. Because again, I was out of town. So I know one of them, it has to ship by tomorrow, and I promise it will be in the mail. So we went over the sizes. So for my inking, again, I used the lighter blue from Cardstock Warehouse. So you can see it's a blue, but we added a little bit extra. So I went around the edges. For most of them, I used Vintage Photo. Some of them I used walnut stain, okay? So I just used my finger dabber and went around all the edges on either side with the brown. Then I came back through, and I'm sorry I couldn't show you this. I had to get these inked. I used Faded Jeans. And I went in the center, circular motion, and blended out. Just brushed it out on either side. And I did that on both sides. This is a peony, so again, circular motion in the center, and then you just brush it out towards the tips of the petal. Sometimes I went and just brushed a little bit of blue on the tips as well, for a little added extra pizzazz. Okay. So those are basically the colors I used on, the blue is I used on all three flowers. So for the peony, we're going to use our plastic half sphere mold. We're going to take our metal ball stylus tool, and we're going to use the 20 millimeter. So they are marked on the opposite side. So it is the one on the bottom. It does show 20 millimeter. Flip it over. I like to lean this edge against my tummy. I find it easier. I just go right up to the edge. I press it in with my thumb. And then I'm going to take the second to smallest metal ball stylus and in a circular motion stir it. So now that paper has taken the shape of that half sphere. Ah, thank you, Arnez. Hey, Christy. Hey, Pat. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Super excited to be back. And I love to use peonies in my magnets or any of my arrangements. I am a peony girl, especially the peony buds. They fit nicely under other flowers. So circular motion. And again, you just go right up to the edge. Hold it there with your finger. Press it in with your thumb and stir. So now you can see it has taken a nice shape. All you do is place it down on your flower shaping mat, roll it in the center, and it just lifted those petals right up. And yeah, that combo is super duper pretty. And we're going to do that to all 5 petals. Again, I like to use the Cosmos. Even though I have a peony template, when I have to do mass ordering, it's a lot, or mass assembly or making a lot of peonies, I will use the Cosmos just because there's only 4 petals. You do want to stretch because this is hard on your shoulders. So again, go right up to the edge, press it in, and stir. Place it down on your mat. I'm using the second to smallest metal ball stylus end and circular motion and roll. And it's like magic. And we're going to do that to all 5 petals. Press it in and stir. Okay, press it in and stir. I hope you're all having a good week, staying healthy, safe, being creative. Hope you had a great week last week, friends. Hope you didn't miss me too much, right? Okay, 20 millimeter plastic cast sphere mold. You just go right up to the edge, hold it there with your thumb, press it in with your other thumb. It's okay if it gets crinkled, it's a peony. Circular motion, and like magic, it takes the shape of that. Okay, go right up to the edge, press in, and stir. Arnaz, I have to make 30 of these small ones. Well, I already have 2 done. So 27 more. And then I will be making probably a little bit larger. I have 10 vases to make, but they're small. They're tiny ones. Nothing like my wedding order. So I will be in the craft room all weekend. So almost all the petals are completely inked. They're just ready to be styled and assembled. All my magnets are painted. The vinyl is on. I had that done. I was very happy with myself. You all know I'm a procrastinator. But knowing I was away for a week for work and relaxation, I knew I had to get them painted. Okay, so there's your 5 layers of your peony. Now for my sepal, for my greens, I used the, what was it, the Feathers paper pack? Oh, Forest, sorry. I used the Forest paper pack. So for most of them, I use the darker green, and then there's a lighter green I use for some of my leaves. Okay, so this is from your local Michael's store, but you can use any greens that you have. I was lucky enough that my conference was at Walt Disney World. Can't go wrong with that conference every year. So I'm going to use, a little bit of the walnut stain. Distress oxide. So I just have a piece of scrap paper here. And I'm just going to brush it on one side of my sepal. Because it's a peony, this will come up and around and gather around your petals. So all we're going to do with the ink side facing down on your flower shaping mat, take that second to the smallest metal ball stylus, roll it in a circular motion, and it lifts up those petals very magically. So welcome in, everyone. I'm super happy to have you all here again. I am Julie with PhotoFabPaperFlowers. I am in Pennsylvania. If you're new, let us know where you're watching from. Hey, Norma, how are you? I feel like it's been forever. For our center, again, I use template 13 with the Cosmos. You can use any rolled center if you have it. We're going to take our bone folder. I'm going to hold it along the straight edge, and you're going to pull it to curl these petals. So just make your way down. Hold it along the straight edge, almost like you're curling ribbon. Or I guess like you're curling ribbon. So we're coming back. My magnets, everybody loves, so I thought I would do one during our live. My friend who I'm making all these for, she was super excited that everybody loves them. That helps me get one more done, right? So now you can see they are curled, and we're going to, with the curl facing towards you, you're going to thread one end into the slotted quilling tool, which is the hardest part. I do have my glasses on, so let's see. There we go. All right, so we're going to roll it a few times towards us. We're going to try and keep that bottom edge aligned. Oops. Watch your fingers. Don't look too close. I didn't eat, so I'm super shaky. Add some glue. Keep rolling it towards you. Again, I'm trying to keep that bottom edge aligned. And by us curling it with the bone folder, it makes it a bulb shape or a light bulb shape. Secure the end with hot glue, so just keep rolling it towards you. Now you can see the shape that it takes. Now, while it's still on here, you could pull it off. I'm going to add a little bit of the faded jeans. So I use the two blues, the lighter blue on the outside and the darker blue in the center. Add some ink on your finger dabber and brush it on the top. And I just go over and go over in the center. Okay, again, inking does take extra time, so please keep that in mind when you're working on your orders. Now I'm going to come back through with a little bit of walnut stain. I'm just going to brush it right on the top. And I know Pat has asked for a list of my favorite or my most used Distress Oxide ink colors, so I will try and put that list together. So there's our center. Remove it from the slotted quilling tool. Now we're ready to assemble the peony. So we're going to take our center. I'm going to press her down a little bit to shape her. Give her some hips, right? We're going to add glue on the bottom. And I am going to go around that flat edge just a little bit. We're going to take one of them, open it up, and place that center right in the very center. And you're going to fold those petals up one in front of the other around that center. I'm going to squeeze at the bottom just to make sure everything's secure. We're going to add some glue. I'm going to open up my second one. I'm going to look at a side petal and place it in between. So this petal went in between these two. Okay. Fold up the petals around that center. So you can see they're going into those empty spots or in between the previous layers. It will open up. I'm just holding it tightly. We're going to add a dab of glue. Always reminds me of the Flintstones when I say that. Now I'm going to add it from the back. So I'm going to place this petal, one of these, in between these two. Flip it over, and now you can see, make sure it's even. And now they're just going to come up and around. It won't, because now it's starting to open up a little bit. Flip it back over. Add some glue. Again, we're going to look at our top two petals. I'm just going to pull one petal out here. And that petal is going right in between. This petal went in between those two. Quick flip it over to make sure it's even. What's great about it, if it's not, you don't have to worry about it because we're going to be attaching it at an angle. Okay. Add a dab of glue. Place that petal in between. I find it easier to do it from the back. That's why you see me do it. Anything moves, we can quick move it. And again, we're putting this on at an angle, so if it shifts or maybe it's on even a little bit, we're going to assemble it where you won't even be able to tell. For the sepal, we're going to add some glue in the center. And I'm going to come up each of the little petals here a little bit. Watch your fingers. Flip your peony over. And place it on the back. And there you have one of our flowers. Voila! Again, this is about 1 inch. Our 1 inch peony using the Cosmos Mini Flower in Template 13. So you can see I have it all ready to go for you. Our next flower is the clover. We went through it. This is about 5/8. Okay, so for our sepal, we're going to add a little bit of brown again. So I'm going to use my walnut stain. We went over the sizes in the beginning of the video. I'm brushing on the walnut stain, just on one side, just for a little bit of color. I know it's on the back, but my OCD makes me do it. And then all you need to do for the sepal is, again, roll it in the center and it lifts it up, because this is going to be a little bud. Okay, so again, you can see the peony is going to be assembled at an angle. So will our little clover bud that we're going to make. I did this in the darker color, which is again from Cardstock Warehouse, Color Plan New Blue. If I'm going too fast, let me know. I feel like I'm talking fast. Okay, so from one of them, we only have 3 petals. What? Yep. Makes it easier. We're going to take our precision scissors. Again, these can be purchased at your local Dollar Tree. Cut in towards the center just for one of them. Just a slight little cut. Okay. We're going to keep that one separate. We're going to take our other 2, stack them. Again, for this one, I inked around the edges. I think I did darker with walnut stain on both sides. And then I did the technique again with the faded jeans. I kept it all the same for all my flowers. Circular motion in the center. And then I just brushed it out towards the tips. So it's going to have a nice highlight in the center on both of them, both sides. Again, inking took me a week to do, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to we're going to use some dowel rods now. So with my dowel rod sets, whether you purchase the 12-inch or the 6-inch, comes with the chart. To color code it, both of them get one that doesn't have color, and we call that the Julie because she's smaller than 1/8 or skinnier. So she will not have any color on the tips. So we're going to use our blue, which is our Coastal Blue 3/16. You're going to stack 2 of the petals. These are the ones you didn't cut in towards the petal. Place it down in the middle of one of the petals. I hold it with my left hand, thumb and index finger underneath. I let go. And now we're going to pinch it up with my right hand, my thumb, let go of your dowel rod and roll it between your fingers. Okay, let's do that again. Place it down in the middle of the petal, thumb, index finger, hold it there. Come around with your, some glue on my finger. Come around with your right hand, or well, I'm right-handed, so pinch up with your thumb, let go, because now you have control of your dowel rod, and roll it between your fingers. And I squeeze pretty hard when I do that. Pinch up and roll. Now, you can either use the blue, I did use that, or you can go to the 1/8. Now, if you switch, I do have it on the instruction document to use the blue. You can see what it does with the 1/8. It's going to really curl this inner petal. So it's completely up to you. Okay, now we're going to, this is the one we cut in between each petal. We're going to start with this one. We're going to roll the center. I used the skinny or smallest metal ball stylus and roll the other 2. So you can see this one on the back, because we cut in between each petal, my center is smaller. So we're going to start with this one. You're going to, I can see that glue string stuck to my cuticle. Place it one in front of the other so they're going to interlock. You can see it. One in front of the other. Fold it in on itself. At the bottom, you're going to twist it. So it looks like a little rosebud center. And now you can see it's going to be oddly shaped because we cut in between each petal. Add some glue to the bottom, and I go around the sides. Keeping an eye on this petal, I'm going to come straight down and place it in the center. So if this petal was pulled back, it's going to go in between these two. Okay. So now you're just going to fold these up and around. So place it one in front of the other, and you can see they kind of fall right into place around that center. Okay. Twist it at the bottom. It'll open up, so don't worry. It looks small, but it'll open up. Add some glue. And I do go a little bit around the edge, not much. Keeping an eye on the side petal here. Bring it straight down. And that petal, one in between these two. Give the Gorilla Glue a moment to dry. Place the petals one in front of the other around the previous layer. So you can see now it's a little rosebud. These are good for your corsages. Any smaller magnets. All right, now we're going to take our sepal. We already rolled it. This is the side with no ink. The ink is on the outer side. Add some glue in the center. And just come up the sides a little. Just watch your fingers. Hardest part. Place it right on the back in the center. And press it around. And it'll open up. Hi, Maria. Hola. And then it'll open up a little bit for you. You don't want it to open up too far. I definitely like it rolled with the 1/8 in the center. So she's cute. We have 2 of our 3 flowers. Thank you, Jeanette, for the hearts. Now, our third flower. We're going old school with flower camp. So if you are new here, each summer, my mentor and bestie in Texas, Forever Petals by V, and I host flower camp online and in person for workshops. Each summer, normally in July. I know she might have a conflict, so we still need to work out for 2025. So we do release bundles during that, and we are going back to use Flower Camp 2023 Mini Flower Bundle and template 6 from that. So we're going to create this rose, simplified rose. So for Flower Camp, you get 3 templates. So you'll get 4, 5, and 6 in 2023. Last year was 7, 8, and 9. And we made some beautiful flowers. So we are making, this is about a 1.75 inch, again, simplified rose. I made this during our crafty combos and paper flowers, which we host each month at a larger size. I was looking, I think I put it on one of my projects. I was looking to see if I was here. I think I put it on. I put it on the sign that I sold. So I made the larger one. So I know on Instagram it's in yellow way back in 2023. But okay, so let me stop moving the paper around. Let's get our petals. All right, so petal 1 right here. You need 2 of them. Type in the width and the height automatically adjusts. So 1.79. Petal 3, you need 4 at 1.79. Petal 2, you need 2. I'm sorry, you need 3. I can't count. You need 3 at 1.5 inches. And then our center number 1, I use as my sepal from this template bundle. You need one at 1.79 inches wide and one at 1.5. If you don't want to use sepals, that's completely up to you. Again, my OCD, I have to put them on, whether you see them or not. Oh, Maria, I have to download every single one and upload them to YouTube. I did get Flower, I didn't. A Very Merry Maker's Weekend is on YouTube now, and it has its own playlist. I got maybe 15 videos downloaded, so it's going to be a long process. So hopefully they don't delete my videos till I can get them all downloaded. That was very stressful. Facebook Meta that you did that when I was away, and I never even saw the notification because we get lots of notifications. Yeah, so I do need to talk to V. But yeah, that's a lot. It's all good. We're going to get it figured out. We will work through it. Maybe we just need to remake them. But what I'm going to do now is once we're done and I end the video, I will download it. So for our 2 petal ones, we're going to start with our Coastal Blue 3/16. Again, for these, I use Vintage Photo and inked around the edges. I was flipping back and forth between Vintage Photo and Walnut Stain, so completely up to you. It will all depend on the colors you're using. And then the blue, I did exactly that same technique. In the center, I added ink, circular motion, and then I just brushed it out each petal. You want to see some of the paper, so it's going to have a nice faded shading. And then I did go a little bit on the tips, and I did that mostly on one side because I didn't have a lot of time, so I wanted to get through. When you do mass inking, I can't stop until I'm done, so it was a long day on Friday. I inked a lot of petals. Yeah, I know, Maria. Thank God I already have my channel set up and everything, So now it'll be a combination of when I release templates, the video tutorial is always there. However, now that I'm going to be adding the Facebook ones, I do have to go back and relink any links and documents. So that's what takes long. The main thing is get them up there onto YouTube. All right, so for our 2 petal ones, we're going to take our Coastal Blue 3/16. And we're going to roll them up. So place that dowel rod down in the middle of the petal, thumb on top, index finger underneath, pinch it up with your thumb, let go and roll. Pinch up and roll. I was like, what day are we? Happy Tuesday, friends. Oh my gosh. Pinch up and roll. I've had some days here. The last 2 days have been crazy. We're going to stick with that 3/16 inch blue dowel rod. I'm going to take 2 petals at a time since we have 4. Keep them stacked. Place it down in the middle of the petal. Thumb on top, index finger underneath. Pinch it up and roll. Pinch it up and roll. Okay. Take the other 2. Again, this is petal number 3. Pinch it up with your thumb, let go, and roll. Pinch up and roll. Oop. And now we have our 3 small ones. We're going to switch to our smaller dowel rod. And we're going to use the Julie. She is skinnier than 1/8. You could use a toothpick, anything thinner than the 1/8 inch diameter dowel rod. This is the 1/8, and you can see the Julie. We named it after me. All right, 3 of them. We can stack 3. That's my maximum, maybe 4 rolling, but especially when they're this small. You're going to place the Julie dowel rod, and you can see the diameter of this dowel rod compared to all that space. We want this super duper curled. So pinch it up with your thumb and roll it between your fingers. So you can see it's really curled. If you prefer to do one at a time, or at least one, do singular, you can do that and then do the other two. Okay, pinch it up with your thumb and roll it between your fingers. Hi, Grace. How are you? I know, Maria. What happened? Life gets in the way sometimes. Everybody will be back. It's okay. I did add a little ink, but I just added some walnut stain. So I hold the center and then I just brush on. I don't worry about anything. Just hold it and brush it out. Yeah, I did both sides. So I did get some of my sepals inked. For the larger sepal is actually center one. We're going to use the Julie dowel rod again. It's the one that's not colored. Place it down in the middle. I go at a little bit of an angle. Place it down and pinch it up with your thumb and roll. Yeah, I agree, Maria. Welcome in, everyone. We are making the love magnets. This will be saved here or on Facebook. It's like 30 days, but I will be uploading it to YouTube. So you have all 3 flowers and me assembling the magnet all in one video. So we get to hang out for a little bit. It is a work night for me, but it's all good. Our smaller one, you do need a piece of 18 gauge floral stem wire. I just keep one in my dowel rod bag. So just throw when you get an extra piece. This is actually larger than what I normally use. So we're going to place it down just like it's a dowel rod in the middle of that sepal. Pinch it up and roll. That's driving me crazy, that little piece. Pinch it up and roll. Welcome in. Super excited to have you all here tonight. So thank you for watching live or in replay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can you believe it's going to be the end of February already, friends? What the heck? It's like bunny season we need to work on. All right, now we have our third flower ready, styled, so now we can assemble her. So we're going to take one of the petal ones, and we're going to flip her over. So her petals are now rolled under. Set her to the side. And we're going to move our sepals up to that pile. All right, now we have her. This is going to be layer 1. We're going to take the 4 petal 3s. Separate them. I'm not going to roll layer 1, so I just put my finger there so I remember, Julie, don't roll. You're going to roll the centers on your metal with your metal ball stylus on your flower shaping mat to lift up the petals. It's like magic. So now we're going to start. So I'm going to look here at a Y. Now we're changing shape, so it may look odd at first. Add a dab of glue to the back of your petal. I'm just going to focus between those two and bring it straight down. And you can see it does overlap. That's okay. We're going to rotate our flower, and we're going to go in between layer 2's petals. We have 4 of these, so it'll fill it out nicely. Plus, we still have another layer then. Okay, we're just going to choose one, place it in between layer 2's petals, bring it straight down. Now, you can use your metal ball stylus just to make sure it's secure. We're going to rotate it slightly, and again, we're going to go in between our top 2 petals. Add a dab of glue. Bring it straight down in between the previous layer's petals. Use your metal ball stylus. Rotate it again. We're going to go in between the previous layer's petals. So now what you can do is fold these up one in front of the other just to get it in the center there. Add your dab of glue. I look at one petal and bring it straight down in between. And then I press my metal ball stylus. Okay, she still looks a little bit odd shaped, but don't worry. It fills in nicely. Separate your 3 petal 2 petals. I'm not going too fast, am I? Ah, I'm glad you got to join us, Grace. I feel like it's been a minute. Bunny magnets, yes, Jeanette. Now we are going to roll the center of our 3 centers. You can see they closed up super nice. We have a very small opening. So just take one of them. Place the petals in between, or no, yeah, place them one in front of the other, and you can see they just slide right in. And we're going to twist it at the bottom to make it a rosebud. Oh, the center. Add glue and go around the center or the edges a little. Add glue to the bottom and go up around the sides. I can't talk. I've been eating well since I'm home from Florida. Still don't have my words. Look at the side petal. Bring it straight down and press it. So if you pulled that petal back, it would fall in between these two. Now you're just going to, you can open these up a little. Place them one in front of the other around that middle center. Okay. And then just close it in on itself. Twist it at the bottom a little. Your hands are going to get a little bit full of ink if you inked like I did. Add some glue. And I am going up a little bit around the sides. Not much. Very little. I always keep an eye out on my side petal. Bring it straight down. Oops. So again, this petal, if it was pulled back, would go in between those two. Okay. Now we're going to fold these around that center, one in front of the other. You can see it goes right around. Now you can just close it up. Press it down to make sure the glue adhered. Now we're going to add glue and place it in the center there. So you can open that up a little bit. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on my side petal and look at these two. Can you see? And it fits right in there. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over for one moment. Roll the center. I'm going to flip it back so the petals are rolled under. You're going to add some glue. We're going to flip our flower over. I'm going to place the petals in between layer 1's petals. So now she has a nice full shape. Then we're going to add our sepal. Again, you could do one sepal. I think it would be fine. With the petals rolled up, roll the center, flip it over so the petals are rolled under. Now add your glue to the top. Just right in the center there. Flip it over, and we're just going to, I look at the top too, and place one of my petals right in between there. So you do see it out the side. I always love looking from the side. Look at that inking and that shading. So beautiful. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the petals rolled up. Roll the center, flip it over. You probably don't need this one with this magnet. I had stemmed these originally, so look at the top two. I just like a full sepal. She's so beautiful. Oh my god. So there's our 3 flowers for our magnet. This will flatten out once we glue it. Okay? Bum, 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 bum. I did ink a little bit heavier, it seems. I can tone that down a little. You can add some blue after it's assembled. Now my client said they can be a little bit different, each one. So if you wanted to add a little bit more blue, you could. It doesn't matter to me, because they're going home as party favors or bridal shower favors. Now we're going to prepare our leaves. So the leaves that I used the mistletoe. So the mistletoe, we made mistletoe garland ornaments. So I'm using leaf number 2. Again, you can use any leaves. This is just what Maria, 30 magnets. Okay, mistletoe leaf 2. You're going to cut it in 2 different sizes. So you're going to cut 2 at 2 inches and 1 at 2.5 inches high. Just type in the height, the width automatically adjusts. Template 14 mini flower. I do have all my leaves in little bags. Template 14. Yeah, is this one. I use 2 shades of green again from the Forest paper pack. You need 2 of them at 2.5. So I did 2 different shades. Now that this is, again, template 14's leaf. So just use what you got. So I'm just going to pull out. I'm not sure if I'll use the lighter or the darker. So I'll just pull out 2 of each. So again, they're all in here. Just 2 shades of green from the Forest paper pack. The third leaf I used is from Bunny Palooza 2024 mini flower bundle. It is leaf 8. You need 3 of them at 1.5 inches. Maria, it's okay. I'll be fine. One of my favorites to use now. So how many do we need? I'm going to pull out... I know I did a little bit larger on one of them. What did I say, 1.5? Yeah. Okay. Or maybe we'll do... I did cut some at different sizes. So again, they're all cut. So for my leaves, I do like to ink them. A lot of people ask, were they artificial? Nope, I like to ink. So for the mistletoe leaf, you're going to take your embossing stylus. I come down each petal and then I do lines towards the center. It's nothing fancy. It's just giving it some texture. You won't even see it. I'm not using the I'm not using the super thin side. This is from Dollar Tree. I'm just using the larger side. I don't want to poke through my paper, but it's going to give it some texture. And I do that to every leaf of the mistletoe. I think we did that one. All right, so then what I did with my scratch paper, I'm using walnut stain just to have a darker shading to my leaves. Hold it right here because I did rip some. I brushed on the brown. I like to do it after I add the veining. Flip it over and do exactly the same thing. The greatest compliment was somebody asking me were those artificial. So they looked real. Okay. And then I love to use purple on my leaves. Makes it almost look like a succulent. And my favorite purple with the brown is Seedless Preserves. Hold it at the base again and just brush on that purple. Me, it's just my preferred look. You don't have to add the purple. Flip it over and do exactly the same thing. And you can see I'm not being exact. I'm not going around the edges. I'm not worrying about it. Sometimes I'll go back and really make sure some of them are darker. Adds a more realism to it. And then for these, I used my Julie dowel rod. And I did curl them. So you can see I'm going at different angles. Pinch it up and roll. Maybe I want to come in from the other side. You can go straight on. It doesn't matter. It's just going to give it some shape. It's not so flat. You don't want to just glue your leaves on. So I already have a few others. Even in the lighter green, you can see the purple. I used the same brown. I wasn't sure. I'm using a combination of two colors just because I don't want them all the same. And the larger, the larger size, I did exactly the same thing. So you can probably see the veining a little bit better. Take your time to do that. Now for your template 14 ones, I literally just brush it on. You have to be careful. Oh, it's getting hot in here with the heat on. Hold it and just brush it on. This is delicate. Cricut Premium Fine Cut Blade. I cut it with the regular cardstock setting. I did use Recollections paper. It cuts a little bit better than cardstock warehouse, as Maria found out. But I cut everything with the Cricut Premium Fine Cut Blade. So do your first round, both sides. Add some brown. You can use green if you want to. I like Forest Moss too. That's my other color. But lately I've been doing a lot of brown on my greens. Maybe because we're here in winter. MPA. And they're all not the same, and that's what you want. Flip it over. And now I just do extra. I literally have a bunch of them so I can just grab from my pile. So the more you can prepare for your assembly process, the faster it will go. Like if you have to keep stopping for your leaves, like I'll probably have to do, it will take a little while. So make sure you have all your flowers assembled. And then I'm going to come back through with the purple. Again, it's just a little bit. Nice little extra color. And the same with the darker green. Oh, Maria, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's up. I think it's the texture of it. That's why I was saying maybe the deep cut blade would work with that one. Ooh, it's just so pretty. And now the Bunny Palooza template 8. Just lay them out on your scratch paper. You need 3 total, but I will do a combo. So again, do your brown. Most of it needs to be about 3/4 up because we're going to, these will be glued in last, and they're going to be placed in between. So I hold the bottom, again, just brush on some brown, flip them over. Oop. Flip it over. I was so mad I didn't take these into work today because the operating system was being updated on my computer and I was down for like an hour. Like, I was wasting time. I could have been inking. And yesterday I took it and I didn't have time. So yes, I do work on flowers on my lunch hour sometimes. So now I'm just adding a little bit of purple. You can go heavy or light, it's totally up to you. Now we should have everything ready to assemble our magnet. Yeah, I like to think. I like to think I'm dedicated. No. I don't mind. It relaxes me, actually. So again, we used Faded Jeans, Distress Oxide, Vintage Photo, Seedless Preserves, and some Walnut Stain. If you don't have walnut stain, ground espresso is a good option. I go back and forth. I need more ground espresso. So, all right, we don't have to ink anymore, so we can move that. We're going to keep our flower shaping mat here. We're going to put our leaves on here in our piles. All right, so again, I am an instructional designer by day. So what does that mean? I write policies and procedures. So just like when I'm speaking to all of you, each of those would be a step in a policy and procedure where somebody should be able to pick up your document and make your flower or do a transaction in my case for my job. So when I rewatched my video, I documented my steps so I can remake it fast to do my mass assembly. So you will have this as well. So I did use the files so you can see which leaves, and I numbered them, what item I was placing on. So though they're green, it may be a little bit harder to see. I can see the difference. And it does go on to the next page. Okay, so I'm just going to follow my steps and then we'll know if it works. I agree, Pat. All right, so here again is my stack of magnets I'm going to be making. I don't want to get ink all over them. So we're going to take the other one. So my first one I did with more of the loops. So this one I'm going to do with the less loops. They should be about the same. So again, you're going to paint everything, both sides, multiple coats. I use Waverly, I like plaster color. And again, this is found matte finish at your local Walmart. Matte black permanent vinyl. You can use any brand, whatever works with you. I like the combination. I keep them. I don't like colored vinyl personally, so people get what I like. That's how I roll. So we're going to take the 2.5 inch mistletoe. Oh, this one's a little bit larger. Maybe. Oh, I know what I did. I cut it off. So I don't know, maybe we'll do lighter here. I did rip the stems off a little bit, so don't be afraid. And we're going to add that. It's a lot of pressure when everybody's watching. Each of them will be slightly different, so don't stress out about it. Okay, layer 2, we're going to go with the smaller. We're going to rip off some of the stem. So we're building our base. Always start with your leaves, and then you keep adding in leaves and flowers. So we're making our base. So I want to make sure it doesn't cover my wording, but I also want it to come down towards it to fill in that top space. All right, so we're on step 3. We're going to take template 14, which is our fun one. Now, since I used the lighter green, I'm using a combo. Everyone will be a little bit differently. For these, on your flower shaping mat, just take your metal ball stylus and just pull down certain stems. We want to shape it. And you can also come on the back a little so it's not so flat. Okay. So that way it's going to, again, look like a real leaf. And now we're going to glue that. We have 2 of these, both at the same size. Again, you can use any leaves, so don't feel like you have to use exactly what I did. And I'm just laying it on top. So again, that inking is going to make all the difference, friends. I promise. Layer, or step 4, we're going to take, I'm going to do the lighter one here. Now, I did rip these apart, so don't be afraid. So I'm going to leave 4 branches at the bottom. And rip off the top. Don't be afraid. Again, we're going to take these and just shape them a little bit, lift them up so it's not so flat. And I bend them around. Again, you want them to look crazy. And I'm trying to keep this simple because I have to do mass assembly. And I'm just going to, again, go over the top here. And we're going to hope it works out like my other one. Now we're going to come back in and do our rose. So I'm going to add some glue. This does scare me, believe me. Press it down. Amazon. They are in my Amazon storefront. They come in a big pack. I don't know if did I post it yesterday? This one had 80 of them in there. So that's what they look like. Just paint them with your Waverly chalk. Do light coats. At least 2 each side it took me. My hips hurt, friends, from last week. And yes, I stand when I craft, so, oh gosh. All right, so that was number 5. So when you get your sheets, you'll see this is number 5. Layer 6, step 6, we're going to add our mistletoe again. So we're going to choose one of our smaller ones. So if I did light, I'm going to do a dark one here. And we are going to rip off our stem again. Because, I mean, we could leave it in there, but I don't like to see it. So I can look at my reference point. We're going to glue that in. We're filling in that spot. If you wanted to, you could wait to glue that one till after here. I'm just going to add your glue. I don't glue all the way up to the top. Again, each one will be different, so don't stress. That's the fun part about flowers. Now, you guessed it, what are we going to do? We're going to come back with our second part, the bottom half of template 14. I know it looks crazy. But what's going to happen is those will go out and you'll see your mistletoe leaf. Is anybody watching Reacher? The new season's on. My goodness, he's a tall drink of water. How much what? I'm sorry. Now we're going to add this, so again, add your glue. And now we add our peony. So this is going to come in at an angle. And then we can add our rosebud. Now this one is a little bit different because I used the same font, I just changed it. We tuck it in there. All right, now we need to do our next page. We're going to add our leaves. So this is from Bunny Palooza. So simply pull down. A lot of times I'll just use my fingers. We want it to be sticking up. Because I went dark, light, I'm going to do green, lighter green, or darker green. I do a little bit of dabs on either side because we want to tuck that in here. So I tuck that in there. Okay. Now we're going to do one from the bottom here. So let's do, we did, no, because that's light. I'm going to do the dark. So again, you can literally just pull them with your fingers. It's like a spider. Yes, the rounds, I'm not sure how much they are. Yeah, he is a tall drink of water. If did you so you're watching the new season when he's swimming and gets out? I was like, thank you for doing that for all of us ladies and gents. Tuck that in there again. You want it You don't want anything to be flat. That's the key. And I think that's what I've always liked, that I don't make my leaves flat. And now we just have one more in that spot. So you can see then it fills it in nicely. So that one we're going to do the light color. Again, you can either pull down to lift them, or you can just use your fingers. Add a little bit of glue. Make sure you glue just right at the bottom so it catches on to wherever we're placing it in here. And again, each one will always be different. I mean, we can semi-do it the same, but... Oh my god, it's so pretty! Bum, bum, bum. So you can see, depending where I place my peonies, they're a little bit different, but that's okay. They're so pretty! 28 more to go, friends. 28 more to go. We got this, right? Who wants to hang out with me this weekend? So again, I used two different, it's the same font, but she wanted some curly, my client, so let me move my stems. How's this for being back from vacation and work trip? We had fun tonight. We created a gorgeous 4-inch wood magnet. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything here in view. She is super duper gorgeous. Ah, Maria, take a trip down. Christy, I get them from Amazon. Again, they're in my storefront. I will try and link everything here. They're $7.95 for 25 of them. They come in a little pack. They're so strong. They're by Creative Hobbies. I usually just attach them with Dollar Tree super glue, but you can use E6000. I don't have any trouble. What it sticks to, they're so strong. How they will pull off is because whatever you have them attached to, but most of the time I only have that trouble at work because the cubicle wall is super duper strong. But I haven't had trouble with any of the other ones. But these are what I like to use. They're 1 inch, again, for 25 of them. It was $7.95. So I did order quite a few packs, and I do that lastly. That's my, I like to add them after everything's done. 2 in dark and bud in light. Yeah, that's how I did it. The center for the peony is the dark. No, I didn't. I kept them the same. And you know why? Because I think I'm not a fan of blue. These are super gorgeous, and I'm really happy. I really like these color blues, for sure. But I'm not, you all know, I'm a pink and orange and yellow girl. So again, these are the two blues. I found these to be super pretty. I didn't have any recollections colors that I thought would work to match her, the wedding colors. So, and these I had in stock from my wedding order I did, so I could test it out. And I used them also on my client order for the very large Mickey flowers and Mickey Mouseketeer hat. So I used the blues, these blues, but mostly the light blue. I did buy them in 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11. Yeah, the blue is super pretty. And again, like for me not liking blue, I love these. Now I am making vases. And one, this vase. So the groom made this for the bride. So this will be, have flowers in it as well. So I probably will use our tea leaves that I use for my wedding client, because I do have some left for all the vases. And they are like 3-inch tall glass vases. So they're going to have these in 2 different sizes. I'm trying to think. I did a 3-inch. I don't know if I can read my writing. I just wrote medium. It's in between these sizes. So a 3-inch. So I'm going to do 2 of these in each vase. And another flower I'm not sure of. Her inspiration had a white flower with the blue. So I'll probably mix in some ivory. And maybe a small blue. But Maria, no, it's regular, smooth. It cut super nice. You can see it cut super easy. No issues. I mean, it does have a little, I think theirs does have a little bit of texture. It's not as smooth as Recollections, but for this petal design, I had no problems. All right, my friends, we're ending it for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. And again, with the new Facebook policy they're instituting, all my live videos will be deleting. I am working on getting them over to my YouTube channel, so be sure to like and subscribe. I will post probably in the makers group once I get this uploaded, the video uploaded, which will probably be tomorrow. I'm going to download it tonight, I think. Depends how long, because it is a longer video. But you will have the sizes. I will post images of these as well in the photo album 2025 tutorials. And then the link will be in the comments to the YouTube video once it's there. Okay, so that's everything that we did along with the step-by-step I followed to create those. And the other supplies, I will, I can add the link. So the 4-inch wood round, it would be a circle, is from Amazon. The magnets are from Amazon. Waverly chalk paint plaster is from Walmart. Black matte permanent vinyl, I just purchased off of Amazon as well. And the Love PNGs are 4 inches wide. There's 2 different styles. The files are in the PhotoFab Paper Flower Makers group. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait to see your love magnets or whatever saying you would want to put on. Again, these are my favorite combos of paint and vinyl. I keep it simple. I hate weeding vinyl, so I try and keep it as simple as possible. Thank you, Grace. So thank you all again. We will, March is what? Friday. Holy smokes. So that means a new calendar for the month. I will be back with Forever Petals by V in March on we're doing Sundays for our crafty combos and paper flowers. So look for that mid-March. We have it set. And we will be back Friday for crafting happy hour right here at PhotoFab Paper Flowers. So I wish you a great rest of your week, and please reach out with any questions. Just be mindful, I do work full time as well. So have a great night, friends. Bye.